is another beautiful day here in California in the United States of America. Today, I was planning on riding the rest of the Pacific Coast Highway, but I have a friend whom I will be staying with tonight that recommended a few roads that are off the Pacific Coast Highway and go a bit into the mountains for a bit more fun. Up until now, his recommendations have been absolutely stellar, so I'm going to trust him with my life today and go into the mountains a little bit. Because in any case, I'm only about 4 or 5 hours from San Diego, which is where I'll be staying for the next week or so. So I can afford a little trip into the mountains over there. I hope that's not rain clouds. And that is the only plan for today. So I'm going to go into the mountains, down to Malibu, up into the mountains in Malibu, maybe the Mulholland Highway, which is kind of famous on the internet. And then I will jump on the highway in Los Angeles because I want nothing to do with this hellhole of a town, of a city, not a town. That's the plan. Get to San Diego, but never ever stop in Los Angeles. I'll see you then. Finally, after a week of sitting around with both my thumbs up my ass, it is time to ride again. I am in an extremely good mood today because not only do I get to ride my motorcycle after it's been repaired and serviced, so it feels extra smooth today. Not only that, I am finally crossing into Mexico today. I have stayed the last week with my good friend Ryan. And I'm going to dedicate this video to Ryan because without him, this would not have been possible. I stayed downtown San Diego for a week. Staying with him has allowed me to save hundreds and maybe thousands of dollars, which will allow me to continue on this trip for longer. So Ryan may single-handedly have offset the cost of servicing this bike at a dealership. So I already told him this, he knows this. But he has been a tremendous help. He's been a fucking legend as well. He's, this week was really fun. I had a lot of fun with him. We ate in delicious restaurants. I think every single recommendation from Ryan, whether it's a road or a restaurant, has been fantastic. I trust him with my life now. For everything he tells me to try or some place to go, I will. And luckily, he has given me a few places to go in Baja because he's a Baja regular, you might say. He goes there often, or he went there often. So yeah, Ryan, I know you're gonna watch this video. Thank you so much. You've helped me more than you can imagine. So yeah, today I am not crossing at Tijuana because that is a clusterfuck. I am crossing at Tecate, which is where I'm going right now. It is an hour east of San Francisco, not San Francisco, San Diego. And it is a calmer, less busy border crossing. So that's where I'm crossing, in Tecate. And then I didn't plan a long day just in case something happens. And I have to cross the border, I need to get a SIM card and everything. So I'm stopping in Ensenada tonight. So short day, should be there beginning of the afternoon. But again, I'm in the best of moods right now. This feels amazing because I think I've already talked about this, but I feel like Canada and the United States are exactly the same country. They're the same people. We have the same kind of places, the same stores, some of the same restaurants. So these past almost 3 months now, Jesus. These past 3 months have felt more like just a road trip. I was on a road trip around Canada and the U.S. and didn't have any serious challenge to overcome. But now I'm crossing into a country that's going to feel very different. First of all, because of the language that I have been slowly learning. I know the basics. I know when I ask where the bathrooms are and blah, blah, blah. But it's going to feel different because the culture there is different. The people there are different. They have different values, different goals, different day-to-day lives. So the past 3 months in my head, it might not make any sense to you, but this is how I see it. The last 3 months were just a road trip, just a trip. And now, so the trip started at the Arctic Circle, and now the adventure starts. Now it becomes an adventure. And I've prepared a little bit for this adventure. I don't know if you can see in my mirrors, but I got rid of some stuff to lighten the bike up a little bit. I got rid of all my camping gear, and time will tell if that was a good idea or not, but I do not plan to do any camping whatsoever in Mexico and any country south of Mexico. There are many reasons, but I'm mostly relying on advice I got from people who are regulars in Mexico or Baja. Baja camping would have been cool, like just camping by the beach and stuff, but if I found excuses for the past 3 months not to camp, can you imagine how many excuses I was gonna find in Mexico? Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, I might, cartel, and oh, it's hot. Oh, it's windy by the beach. So instead of whining about camping for the next fucking 6 months, I decided to get rid of the camping gear. I also got rid of some other stuff. I'm not gonna go through it in details, but I basically got rid of maybe 40-50 pounds of stuff. So now I only have my 2 side panniers, which the auxiliary bags that are almost all of them are empty, so there's nothing to steal in there, so I don't have to stress about leaving the bike somewhere. I have my duffel bag behind me and my backpack. That's all I have. That's all I need to bring all the stuff I'm gonna need on around the world trip with no camping. The other reason I'm not gonna camp is because the hotel I'm staying at tonight is the same quality hotel I would get in the US. It has AC, it has warm water, it has everything I need. But instead of costing me $100, it's gonna cost me $30. So staying in hotels and motels in Mexico is much cheaper, and it is going to stay cheaper all the way south. So I really have trouble justifying camping, right? Because staying in a comfortable place is so cheap. So there are many reasons. There are many people who gave me advice about this. The other reason why I got rid of all this stuff as well is that the bike is now lighter. And I'm currently in California riding on these beautiful paved roads and having fun and blah blah blah, but from Mexico southwards the roads are gonna be shit. They're not, they're not as well maintained. They don't have the same standards as we do. So I will encounter some very difficult roads, whether I want it or not. Even if I try to avoid them, I'm going to encounter shitty gravel roads with sand on them, and I'm going to drop the bike. It's not even a question. Having it lighter will make it less of a pain in the ass to pick it up. It's still going to be a pain in the ass, but it's going to be a smaller pain in the ass, smaller hemorrhoids. I don't think I have much more to say. I just really wanted to take the time to thank Brian for everything he did for me. I will find a way to repay you one day, buddy, but thank you so much. And yeah, let's go to Vamos a Mexico. Did I get that right? I hope I got that right, because I'm gonna say that the whole way there. I'll see you there.